What's up, everybody? Good evening. It is us, your weekly, what would you call us? Manifesting team. I think that's amazing. And it is Camp Quarantine presents Practical Magic on Manifesting Monday or Manifesting Monday. I just had it right. I swear, I did.
I think we made this too hard.
I just think that, honestly, I'm just so excited to be here today. And I know there's so many people that want to come in. My name is Donna Vee. This is Tracy Locke. And this is the most incredible Kim Mazzella, professional life coach. She's a docent. She's a docent.
I am.
All right.
Will you explain what a docent is? Because several people have asked me.
What a docent is?
And I said,
A docent is a guide. So docents are guides in museums, and they're trained in the specifics of the museums, but hi everybody. So they're trained in the specifics of the museum, but they're not like, they're always learning, and they're always learning more. So I like the idea of a light docent because I'm your guide on your path to light. I take you through the museum, but you can go in the directions that you want to go and grow. And my goal is to make other teachers, right? So make light workers. So I'm a light worker teacher. Yeah.
A light worker teacher. I love that because two people asked me, what is a docent? I said, I don't know.
I don't know.
That was for your dad's birthday, Donna. That joke was for your dad's
birthday.
Today's
my dad's birthday.
that was a Papa V joke, kind of. You know what I mean? Like a.
I get it. It's a dad joke. I love that we all have some sort of blue on.
Blue,
purple.
blue.
Purple. You know what? The lighting. I'm in turquoise.
Is it turquoise? Because it looks like a mossy green in my lighting.
Yeah.
No, that's because you know why? I'm in front of my fireplace.
It's very, very moody. I like that. You look like you should be in a Harlequin romance. Like, no, you look like you should be in a Hallmark movie, and you just moved back to your hometown from New York, where you've been working really hard.
Exactly.
And you're now maybe have the chance to run an inn, and your life will be simpler.
I'm running an inn. That's exactly what I'm doing.
And then you meet the hot veterinarian next door, and then you decide to stay.
Oh, did you watch the latest movie, the Secret movie?
They all have the same theme. I love them.
Yeah.
I can't turn them off, but they all have the same.
What are these like Harlequin TV shows?
These are Hallmark movies. They are on the Hallmark Channel.
Oh,
Kim,
okay.
if you've not
ladies, I'm only showing a shoulder, okay? I'm not on a bearskin rug.
No, but if you've not watched the Hallmark Channel, Kim, for the holidays, you are missing something. Donna will tell you.
I am.
When I stayed at Donna's place, it was the Hallmark Channel was on. That was it. I just turned the Hallmark Channel on, sat in front of it, and watched all these girls meet Mr. Right, and I was like, "This is hilarious."
Well, you haven't watched the most current the movie, The Secret, that came out, the second movie, the movie.
Yes.
That's exactly what it is. I can watch that all the time because I'm a sucker for the romance. I'm like, oh my God, he fixed her leaking roof.
Yeah, exactly. And they went to high school together, yet they've never met. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's always the same.
Are they all damsels in distress, or are they at least?
No. This is the deal, Kim. They're all high-powered, always working in New York. They all work in New York. But They work in these high-powered, like Devil Wears Prada jobs, where they're all like beleaguered by all this work, and then they have to go home for for instance, they have to go home because the parent is sick, and they have to sell the inn. So the New York lawyer is going to come in and sell the inn, and then she falls in love with the town.
And then she's like, I'm never moving back to New York. I'm going to stay here with that podunk.
Yeah, they all leave New York and stay in their little podunk town every single time.
So you really have to start writing for this channel.
I could totally write for the show. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? I get myself together.
Exactly. Anyway. Margie Holman said Lifetime has the stalker movies. Don't forget the stalker movies.
Oh.
I like those kind of movies. I go for the macabre.
You do? Then I want to make one more tip before we get into our thing. Kim Mazzella, you need to watch Dreamhouse Nightmare, starring our friend Teresa Aiello.
Oh, really?
She started it. She was the stalker. And it's about a woman that gets her dream house, but her friend that wanted the dream house stalks her. And my friend plays the stalker in the movie, and it's fabulous. You've got to watch it.
I can't wait to see it.
You've got to watch it. Anyway, we're here for another reason. Donna Vee, talk to everybody about why we're here tonight. I'm so excited.
Well, you know us. We are the major manifestors that come into your life on Facebook and YouTube and Periscope. We want to say thank you so much for tuning in, sharing, liking, loving, and subscribing. So we are here this week for none other than a discussion on what topic would be better for Thanksgiving week than gratitude. And we know that not everybody is in the same place, but we want to talk about maybe how we can all arrive in some sort of connective area that has to do with gratitude.
Yes.
Kim,
I know. I like that intro. Take it away, because we're always told have an attitude of gratitude. And sometimes it's harder than others to get yourself focused. And some people are like, what does that actually mean, attitude of gratitude? So if you could just start on that topic and then take it away. We have a million questions for you.
Okay, so it's interesting that we talk about gratitude, because when I teach, I actually teach I teach appreciation and then I teach gratitude, and they're two different things. So an attitude of gratitude is really about understanding that life, if you come into this world with the idea that you're here to learn and grow and get better. It's funny because I was walking down a hallway today and I was thinking, oh, each step I take, I'm getting better. I actually had that thought in my mind, like each step I take, I'm getting better. I'm becoming a better version of myself with each step I take. Gratitude helps you remember that these are lessons that we're learning, even if they're silly or don't look like much. Just like in A Course in Miracles, it says it looks like you're at your job, it looks like you're at the supermarket, but really what you are is in a place where you're open to connections, open to everything is a lesson in love. Everything is a lesson in opportunity to become a better version of yourself. So absolutely. When you're in line, it's funny because I was in line for 4 hours at with my daughter this weekend because she had an ear infection, not an ear. Okay. And so we were in line with all these COVID people getting COVID tests, and we're in line to get her ear cleaned out.
And, you're like, really? Okay, now.
I'm like, wow, this is going to really take a long time. But while I was there, I was thinking about my 16-year-old daughter who never spends time with me. And we spent 4 solid hours together. And that was as a mom of a teenage girl, this was a blessing. And I knew it when I was there. I was like, wow, they said it's going to be another 3 hours. And she's stuck with me. She can't go anywhere. She is right here. And I'm not going to ask her questions. I'm not going to. We just had fun. We're taking her hairband and like flinging it at each other. We were just having a good time. And because I didn't go into it grumbling and mad, and I recognized I was grateful for the time with my daughter. Now 40 years ago, when I started, though, they're 30 years ago, I might not have recognized that gift. But if you approach life that everything is here to teach me to be better, everything is here to teach me, not because we're going to become some guru, but because we want to be happy. And gratitude is the thing that keeps you in the direction of happy. It keeps you remembering it's not all about me. It's not all right now. I can be in the moment and find something in this moment that I can learn and be appreciative of. And so I think that's the difference between, oh my God, it's going to be a 4-hour wait, to, oh my gosh, I get to wait 4 hours with this girl. Yep. She's stuck with me.
Perspective is everything.
Yeah. It's perspective.
Yeah.
And it's funny because if you read A Course in Miracles or ever study it, the basic definition of miracles is a shift in perspective, in perception. I'm sorry, it's shift in perception. So I was looking at it like this, and now I recognize it's really this. It's magical. Yeah. So that's about gratitude. So,
and you do that with a gratitude practice. So how would you, if you're just starting out and you're trying to get yourself to that spot of an attitude of gratitude, just an easy way to remember that. Is there something that you both do to kind of get your mind there in the morning or at night before you go to bed or anything like that? Any kind of practice?
You want to go, Donna? Because I've been talking off but I do have a lot of things.
I'm grateful for all the wisdom you have, but
so the first thing that I would do before getting even into gratitude is appreciation. So what appreciation is it's not like I've got to figure out what's so great about this, right? It is being in the space you're in and finding something that you like, right? So really appreciation is the easier way to ease into a life of gratitude. It's just to say, so one of the things that Abraham Hicks has suggested in their book, and I've been doing for, I don't know, like 20 years or whenever the book came out, 15 years ago, I don't know when this stuff came out, it's called the Book of Positive Aspects. And in my course, I make everybody do it, right? And you pick 3 topics, right, that are really, really simple. And you start your day talking about all the things you appreciate about those 3 topics. So like you could pick something simple like coffee. I really appreciate coffee. I do. I love it with cream. I'm never going to not have my coffee with cream. I had 2 babies. I still had coffee with cream, even though at that time they said stop doing it. And I got down to like a quarter cup, but I still had to have my coffee with cream. Like if you could figure out a way to just spend some time just in appreciation of simple things. It could be my dog. It could be candles, that they make so many cool candles. You could talk about what I love about candles. I mean, it's silly things. So it's called the Book of Positive Aspects. You pick 3 topics each day and you write what you like about the topic. Now, if you're working on something that's hard, you can add that to your Book of Positive Aspects. Like say you're something's not working out. Like right now I'm doing college applications with my son, and it just feels like everything just feels like hard. You think you're done. And
wait, do that again. How does it feel? I like that.
Right. You think you're done, and they're like, oh, you've got to fill out this form. And
Right.
It's terrible.
Right.
Really. And but isn't it cool that we live in a time where we could like send our kids off, right, to cool places?
And then COVID sends them back home.
Lucky.
And you appreciate that too, don't you?
No, of course I do. I'm just kidding.
Right.
Take 2. Say that again. I this time want you to actually mean it. Ready, Donna? Take 2.
I really enjoy the movie.
It's like a Saturday Night Live skit.
I'm like this. I love it. No, but I have to say, like, for me, a simple way of doing it is just getting up every day. And when you open your eyes, you're like, wow, I opened my eyes today. And I know that sounds so silly, but there are lots of people that are not able to do that. And, recognizing from the very beginning of your day, the most simple, but yet it's a miracle. I mean, think of what it takes to actually wake up every day, like for your body to work. When somebody right now, we've all been faced with this year has been very difficult. And this year has really given you the grit to recognize what you can be grateful for. So there's like, if you can see that through what's going on, you're just going to be in a much better place, I think. So I wake up and I will say, wow, I actually get really excited if I wake up at 7:00 and I don't need to wake up until 8. I'm like, yes, I have another hour. And then I'll close my eyes. But I will literally sit in my room in bed and go, I'm so excited. I have another hour to sleep. And it's like that kind of gratitude is just life-changing. Simple things can be life-changing.
Yeah. It's interesting. Every morning I will put on, like I started meditating. So I think I've been meditating for like 3.5 weeks now, every morning. And then I'll just put in random motivational video, and whatever pops up, I will listen to it. So I'm like, okay, something is telling me. And today I had Michael Singer, who was the author of The Untethered Soul. And one thing he said that I thought was really hit home. And I was like, this is so interesting. Again, because you both know me, the control freak. So one of the things he was saying about gratitude was, a great way to express, or not even express, experience gratitude is you say to yourself, I'm not going to control anything. I'm just going to let things unfold and see what life has for me today. Instead of trying to be like, okay, I have to get this, and this done. I'm going to see what unfolds before me and be grateful for that. And I was like, oh, that's an interesting way to look at it. Of like, because, with A-type personalities, like in the Hallmark movie, Who Live in New York, you feel like you have to control everything that you do and you have a to-do list. But what a great thing to be able to just be like, I wonder what life's going to show me today. So I thought that was a really cool way to look at it.
I think getting outside in touch with nature is huge. Like tonight, I had a crazy busy day, and I went in the dark to the track because I couldn't go out in the woods at that point, because then I'd be part of a Lifetime movie. But I just went to the track, and I was going to listen to music, and then my uncle messaged me, and I know my aunt's watching, and I thought to myself, well, I could call him afterwards, and it might be rushed. So I called him, and I was grateful that it distracted me from how much I was walking. I got to actually have a great conversation with my family, and then when I hung up with them, I did another mile just listening to some music, and it was really awesome because I want to get into being healthier. I do. And I don't want to look at it like, oh my goodness, I'm nervous they might lock us down. I want to look at it like, you know what? I'm so grateful that I'm not locked down right now. And get out and appreciate that instead of, I just see so many people and I feel for them, and I send them gifts and I send them love and I send them light in work every day. But I am really, truly being put to the test and being faced with how many people are their head is so downward and not looking at the gratitude and what to be grateful for. And they're living in such fear. And I feel for them. And I try to, be the docent of silver linings. I'm like, here's the silver linings of this cloud. How about we look over here, And it's like almost like ad nauseum, like I say it in the salon. But that's where I'm going for my master's degree right now, is I'm being given person after person after person. And not only do I have to do my task that we all do, but I have to try to cheerlead at the same time. That can be challenging, and people can really get down with that. Instead, I look at it like, hey, you guys are my push-ups, and I'm going to get this gratitude going no matter what.
It's very hard because there's an energy called victimization that is really strong right now, and a lot of people feel victimized. And so here's the thing. Things happen where you could absolutely feel victimized, right? So we were told we can't go to work. We were told we can't open our businesses. So I could totally get feeling like a victim. But the problem is the way energy works is this. When you feel like a victim, the universe
is getting it all.
Right? So it's a really hard thing to manifest, getting out of that victimization when you feel like, but look what they're doing to me. They're making me not work. They're telling me I can't do this. So the problem is now you're really being called to step into your power, and step into your power and I keep saying it, it's a course in miracles. It's not a course in making it happen. It's not a course in I'll do it, get out of my way. It's a course in I allow the power that is the universe by trusting it. Right? By just saying, you know what? And how I trust it is I get into gratitude. I don't focus on the problem. I focus on all the little things that are working out. That the fact that I'm able to breathe, I'm able to, walk. I have hands that work. I'm able to find new ways. I always think about, I was very lucky in that I had a dad who owned when I was young, he owned a courier service. And then, so it was a business and it was doing well. And then the fax machine came out back in the day. And a lot of what he did was deliver documents. And once the fax machine came out, he was like, oh my God, what do I do? So he kept diversifying his business and diversifying to the point he got to warehousing and trucking. And so he never let it, he was like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll go over here. Right. And then he ended up with this business in Michigan. He was doing home infusion, delivering drugs to homes, in every different, so he grew and grew and grew. He just never let it stop him. He was like a weeble, you wobble. But the problem is you have a right to feel like a victim. If you're out of a job, and they've shut you down, you have a right, but that right isn't going to get you, and expressing that right, it's just not going to get you what you want. So at some point you're going to have to step into your power and say, I need to focus and trust that if I focus on what I want, I'm going to it may not happen tomorrow, but I'm going to be led in all the right direction to take the next step and the next step and the next step. And like I did in that stairway today, each step is leading me towards where I need to go, right? As silly as it sounds, that is what I was thinking, because there's so much I want to do in my business, and there's only a day at a time that I live my life. So each step is taking me where I need to go. And so if you have been shut down by the government, or you feel like, a lot of people are having financial issues, which we talked about last week. But if you could just say, you know what? It's a course in miracles. I believe in miracles. And I know that if I allow a space for miracles to come in, they will. That doesn't mean it's going to get better tomorrow, but it will feel a little better. It's like if you lose weight and you lose 3 pounds, even if you just lost 3 pounds and on the route to losing 50, those 3 pounds feel awesome. You feel so much better. and you haven't gotten to your goal weight. I know I'm going off on a rant. I'm sorry.
No, that's great. It totally makes sense. That's exactly it. I think the thing that you said, Kim, which really struck home, which is like, bam, it's like, it's a course in miracles. It's not a course in I'll get it done somehow. But
Yeah.
it's so hard to remember that. Again, I mean, this goes back to when we first started and we were talking about practical magic and what are some practical things that we could be doing. And it's light work. I mean, the second word being work. And I think people are so used to thinking to themselves, if it's going to happen, I've got to make it happen. If it's going to be, it's got to be me. That whole mindset. So it's a hard place. It's not necessarily a hard place. It seems like ooh, really? That's what I have to do. That's all I have to do. I like just kind of sit back and wait. But it's not really sit back. It's not sitting back and waiting. If you could both speak to that, because there is work involved in it. It's just not the type of work that we're used to.
I think you have to appreciate the unfolding. I think for me, I can speak to that, like meaning that I can sit here and say, oh, I want my business to be A, B, and C. But the universe has its own plan. And like I've already said to myself, I know for me, I believe in that. And I allow that to happen. And the more I work against it, the more I am kind of, it's like me taking and putting together an IKEA piece of furniture. And, I'm working on it. And all of a sudden I realize like, oh, there's like pieces missing or something. And I'm like, oh, I don't even know. But like, I don't know. And then all of a sudden I'll drive down the street and I'll find that desk on the curb because somebody didn't want it. And I'll be like, well, there it is. I don't even have to build it. Like I like that all the time. And I think people don't recognize the blessings. I think they spend more time looking around the house for the one screw that dropped and the instructions because they're like, I can't believe I can't finish this. And instead of just being like, okay, I've gotten to where I can get to today. I need to walk away and I need to let it happen. And then all of a sudden, like that's when you get in the car, you're like, I'm going to get some ice cream. And then you're like, there's a desk I wanted to build. I know that's a weird thing, but it's not weird.
Totally. I have a craziest thing. Okay, I have to tell you guys this because it's so obscure and crazy that it has to be manifesting Monday on Practical Magic, Donna. Thing that happened to me. So in this room, I have this really cool bullfighting poster, and it's beautifully framed, and it's from Spain. And I was like thinking the other day, what would look really cool above that? Bullhorns. Like, do you ever see just like two? I'm like, it's so obscure and weird. Where am I going to find bullhorns? Like, old-fashioned mounted bullhorns, but like not big and tacky.
The kind that we saw at the when we went to Colorado Cafe.
Yes. So like cool mounted old school. Do you know that I walked into the shop and there were bullhorns there? And I was like, what are the odds of this being there? I mean, I've never seen them. It was like an oddity shop. And I go in there every once in a while. I was like, that's obscure and crazy as hell. And they were right there. Is that nuts?
Did you grab the bullhorns by the way?
No, I didn't. I was like an idiot. No, here's what happened. I was with my dad and we were trying to find a thing. And I asked the woman, how much do you want for them? And she gave me a number. And I was like, okay, I'll come back to that. I'll get it. And I forgot to go back. But I'll get them. I will get but my point is, both of you, is that I just said it out loud. I definitely need to, what look cool there? Bullhorns. I need to find them. And I found them. The next day, they were in the store. So
maybe the universe had you forget because Friday, they're probably going to be on sale. And you should call them. I'm not kidding.
No, it was like a a funky, one of a kind store.
Like an antique.
Yes. And I was just like, bullhorns you guys have? Okay. So I will go back and find them. And if I don't find those, there will be another pair waiting. See how that works, Donna?
It does. I'm telling you.
Exactly. I think when you live from gratitude, though, there's a line in the Course of Miracles that says that it talks about charity and that like real love, there's a lesson in charity, and it's saying doing something before you can see it, knowing it's there and you can't really see it, but it's there. So there's this kind of knowing in manifesting, and the knowing is like the gratitude part. And the more you could be grateful before the event, because I always say, they always say the masters give thanks when they ask for something, right? Like if they give thanks when they ask for something. So gratitude is about putting it out to the universe and knowing it's coming back to you, and letting go of the form. It's content. It's not form. In that particular thing, it was the idea of bullhorns are everywhere. There's an abundance of bullhorns.
Isn't that crazy? I had somebody today on Storytime ask me more than once. This is somebody I've now met from Ireland, right? I haven't met him, but virtually. Sweet, sweet, sweet person. And he's saying to me, when did you become a witch? Like, he was serious. Like, when did you start working on becoming a witch? Because of what we do on Manifesting Monday. He looks at it like it's, sorcery, right?
Wow.
And I said, no, I don't think I am. I just think it's something that comes natural, right? So I have these things that happen during story time that I call them threads of continuation. So today the letter was X. There's not a lot of books that have the letter X.
Oh my God.
Donation. Today happens to be my dad's birthday. So I saw 2 books with the name Peter in it. It was Peter is a Pizza and Peter Cottontail. This 3rd book I found today was about Thanksgiving. It was like something about like rescuing turkeys. I thought it was perfect. Okay. So I'm reading the books. Peter the Pizza then goes into like about Peter Cottontail. And there was a name in Peter Cottontail that was in Peter the Pizza thing. And then the 3rd book that was a turkey thing, there was another connection where it was like the name of something else. I can't even remember it right now, but I literally get the chills in the morning, and I look and I go, guys, I didn't pick this, but the character's name is Peter. It's a 3rd Peter reference in a book. I could never have known it. And at the end, instead, because the turkeys are saved, they celebrate by eating pizza. So like,
That's right.
I get the chills all the time during story time because I'm like,
crazy.
This is the coolest. Continuing this thread that runs through it is magical. That is why I do it.
That is magical. Can I ask a question to Kim?
Yes.
About what Donna just said. Getting the chills, because Donna gets them a lot, and I have been getting them in certain ways, and I'm always like, what does that actually mean? Is there like
when I get the chills, it feels like I've connected to my spirit. Like I banged in, like, right? So here's how I feel about it. Like our spirit is like I think about, I know this sounds really, you've heard about the media. There's an energy that runs right through the middle of it. It's called Shoshana. And I feel like that is in the middle of us. It's our spirit, right? It is the energy that comes in. And the more we get in line with it, when we bang into it, we get like the chills. I know that sounds silly, but
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
You get
It's definitely
so in alignment
a
with
visceral
what you're
thing.
creating, that it's like spirit. You're connected to spirit. You're just like connected right to spirit. What are you gonna say?
Who here has played Guitar Hero?
Me.
Yeah, I played.
Okay, so did you ever play Guitar Hero and you know when you're on the right note and it lines up and it lights up?
Yes.
That's what it is. That is the layman's terms for exactly what it is. It is when the energy and what you're doing connect together, and it's like Wonder Twin powers. Like
yeah.
So it's telling you you're on the right path. You're in the hot, cold. You're hot. Okay. Yeah. That's good.
But I mean, I get that a lot. I mean, I think we all do get it a lot. But I'm going to tell you, I can't tell you how much of my day is those kind of things. I think they happen to everybody. I just think people don't pay attention.
Exactly.
We're not paying attention. And so I think that our spirit, our guide, or whatever you believe, is constantly like, let's get her attention. Let's get her attention. And we're like, oh, I'm living my life and ignoring all this. And we've given up magical so much that we don't pay attention to it. And I think that life was much more, miracles happened so much more, and people really believed in them. And when we stop believing them, we stop seeing them. But there's still going on. Yeah, there's still
it's like
going
when
on.
you ever see a woman, I'll say woman, you'll hear why I say this, walking through a store and a little kid is like, mom. And, and the mother's like, stop touching me. Like, I don't want to see it. But there's like something really cool. Like maybe it's a famous person walking by, or maybe it's whatever it is. And that's like your inner child or your spirit. And I think that the chills are there to now say to you, did you see that? Did you feel that? Because I think you're 1,000% right. Like, and that's why, like when I'm doing story time, I say it out loud. I know that to some people it might sound goofy, but I think we need to stop prefacing it all with I know this is going to sound weird because you know what? People are tuning in. We're doing this because it might sound weird, but who cares? Because it's reality.
Right.
That's
Well,
reality.
I don't think it's weird. That's why we named it Practical Magic, because I do believe there's magic in this world, and this is a practical way of how do you bring it about more? There's got to be a functionality to it, meaning, you know, if you know how to manifest and you learn, then you can really do it. If you kind of know what's going on, you can really do it. Now, everybody in our audience is going to be like, bag of money, bag of money, bag of money, bag of money.
That's good.
I always say money is hard to manifest.
Right.
Manifest stuff. Manifest what you want. Like manifest it.
A car.
A car. Yeah. Manifest something that you want. Money just doesn't have passion behind it. Not like, you know, a car or manifesting a college, which is what
Scholarship.
Scholarship far away.
Free books, free room, free board. Yeah, we totally get that. That's amazing. That is amazing. Now, is there a way, one of the questions that I got today, which I thought was really interesting, was to wish abundance on others, or you should be wishing it for yourself? Meaning, does it matter? Does it change the way it affects you? Should it be about your own work? Is it like your work and not your work to wish abundance for somebody else? Everybody has their own path. Could you both speak to that?
Do you want to go first? Or you want me to? Okay. So here's the thing: is that
Donna's like, are there what? Go ahead.
There's two really important things to understand. All minds are joined. That is because that's why you know when someone's calling so all minds are joined. That's the first rule. The second, there's three. Thoughts increase when we share them, and then the third most important thing is you only get to keep what you give away, right? So the idea is thoughts leave not their source. That's what it says in A Course in Miracles. But the way I say that is you only get to keep what you give away.
Okay,
so,
that makes sense.
When you offer something to somebody else, it's so much more powerful than offering it to you, because it's like you get a double whammy. You get to spread it, right? And thoughts increase when we share them. So I'm sharing it with you even if I'm sharing it with you in my head, all minds are joined. So I give you whatever I give to you is what I give to myself. That's why I do so much work on forgiveness, because so much of what I'm reading the end of A Course in Miracles again, but so much of what I'm reading is like, it says what we hold on to is what we hold from ourselves, right? So if we forgive someone, we really are forgiving ourselves, right? So abundance, if you really want an abundant life, walk around and think, everybody you pass, give them something you want, like in your head. That's why we tithe. We really do want to give 10% of our abundance to where we get our spiritual food, right? That's what I say. It doesn't have to be church if that doesn't work for you, but give away to where you get your spiritual food. I mean, if you can be generous, when you go into this, get gas, give the guy some money. Like the guy who's pumping your car in New Jersey, not if you
not the random guy that's standing next to your car, just
in some other state where they don't.
I agree.
You're like, are there other states?
I agree. Jim Tomlinson from California. What's up? Welcome.
Oh, he used to work for Ramdas. Wow.
I used to work for Ramdas making
That's so cool.
That's very cool.
Jim.
That is really cool. Whoa.
No, he's cool. I've met him through, all of this amazing being on live. He is such a cool dude. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But
right. What do you have to say about that?
I was going to say, I definitely agree with giving, and yes. So I'm not going to go into everything because I don't do it to, I don't need whatever. But today I wanted to do something kind for somebody, and I did it. They gave me money. I didn't want money, so I went and I paid it forward. Like, I know that people are not able to afford eating. So I went somewhere where I knew they were, contributing to buying dinner for people. You just give it back.
Yeah.
Don't say, no, I don't want it, and then put it. If you really did it because you wanted to do it out of, doing something, then continue the doing something.
I think that's a great idea.
I really believe in that. And I feel like that's where a lot of positivity lies. And I think it's like, It's so funny because I was reading a book, and it was about this woman who lived on the shore side, and she was planting these flowers, but then she became ill and she couldn't plant them anymore. But the weird thing is that because the birds ate the seeds, and then birds help to move the seeds along, and the wind moved the seeds along, and maybe somebody picked up a flower and they carried it for a while and they dropped it, and then one day she woke up and she realized when she opened her eyes and she was in this home, the flowers that she had planted in a small area had overtaken the land, and she was just so grateful because of the beauty of it. And to me, that's exactly what it's like when you go and you pay it forward. You may not see results like today, like if you give the guy at the gas station a couple bucks, or if you help a needy family. And you know what? You don't do it to see these results, but for some reason, it does something internally to you. I think it really does. I think it shows respect and love to spirit that, we're here to honor.
Yeah, and one thing I agree with that completely, and we talked about that a couple weeks ago. And we in the Jewish religion it's called mitzvah, like you do something every single day that's really about someone else and is good for someone else. But I love to do it anyway. And just the other day we were in an ice cream parlor, and that sounds so old fashioned. We were in an ice cream parlor, but anyway, there was an elderly couple. They were there and they were ahead of me. And I said to Chris, I was like, let's pay for them. And again, we paid for them. And it was so cute because, they're elderly and they're like taking out their little wallet with like the dollar bills in it. And the woman was like, no, that's already paid for. And they both stopped and turned and looked at us and they're like, well, we don't know them. Mm-hmm. And she was like, that's okay. They paid for it. And they were like, thank you so much. No one's ever. So I think it's amazing, but I do, Donna, think that sometimes it's really nice to stick around and watch the reaction of the people, not for that you want them to do it.
No, because it feeds you.
But it's like, oh my God, it's such a big deal to these people. And to you, it's like, what? It's like $5. And it just feels like nothing, meaning it's $5. What's $5? But to someone who doesn't expect it, it's such a day-altering thing. And I think people don't even realize like a tiny little gesture like that is like you make somebody's whole day. And I was like, wow, if we would think about that a little bit more, just like Kim said, you could give a guy who's pumping gas like $2. It's $2. But to him, it's like, wow, thank you so much. And the next time you go in there, I bet you he'll do your windows. Do you know what I'm saying?
What's up, Kim? Kim is like, look at Kim. Kim's like this.
Kim's like, what?
She was like doing this, and then she wanted to make it look cool.
I missed it. Go ahead, Kim. Go ahead with your pants out.
My hair going, wow, I really need a haircut. I hope Kim is not watching.
She's trying to give you a signal, Donna. Like,
what were you going to say, Kim?
There's so much I want to say, and I hate to be a Debbie Downer. I'm not a Debbie Downer here, but what I wanted to say is give when it feels good. There is something that happens in generosity because we're women, right? And what happens with women is we want to make sure it feels good all the time. Do not give to save anyone. That is the only caveat I want to mention. When you feel like you need to give them money or support them in some way, or there's someone else out there that needs you, and if you don't do it, then they're not going to be safe. Even if it's you're giving to an organization, if energy follows your money, right? So if you think someone needs to be saved and you send them money, you're actually telling them that they need to be saved, and they're going to, right? The energy around them will say, yes, no one needs to be saved. This is hard to hear because I'm not saying that people don't need help, because they do. But if you're giving someone who's saying they're a victim money, your better time is better spent teaching them how, or helping them, demonstrating what victimhood does and how to step into power.
Give them a fish.
What?
Give them a fish, and they'll eat for dinner. Teach them to fish, they'll eat forever. It's a very age-old adage. As a matter of fact, when women come into the salon, kids, women, men, whatever, and they want to donate their hair, they grow their hair. I'm going to donate it to charity for somebody to get a wig. First of all, do your research, people. Most of these companies do not help people. You need to find a reputable company and contact me if you're looking to do it, because I can help you. But to give it to Pantene and Locks for Love, they are B to the S. And women come in and they've grown their hair for so long, and then I go to cut their hair off. I'm like, it's 10 to 12 inches. And they're like, oh my God, that's so short. I don't know. I've stopped women and said, Okay, stop. If you're going to give with this much like regret already, we're not giving anything.
Yes.
Keep your hair, which will make you happy, and write a check for $20. Because give the money to the organization, because I will tell you right now, if you give that hair with all the energy of negativity that you are projecting onto the act that you think is doing it for kindness, you're going to perpetuate negativity for months to come, because you're going to go home and you're going to say, I can't believe I cut my hair. Oh my God, I can't believe I did this. Oh, I look so ugly. Oh my God. And it starts this negative, like spiraling downward. So it's like, just write a check, be grateful that you can help somebody, or find another way to volunteer. Do not give if you have such negative energy attached to it. I have to say, hello, Jeannie, how are you? I want to say thank you. I have not seen you on or talked to you, but thank you so much for donating to the charity event that we did for the local food pantry in Bloomfield. You helped to raise $700 and to promote, some good energy to going out. And they were so grateful. That's Bloomfield Presbyterian Church on the Green. And, I will say, as a public service announcement, because Jeannie asked how it was, don't forget, it's Thanksgiving week. And there are so many people out there right now that are in need, and on a local level. And just, you don't have to write a check out to the Red Cross. I'm not trying to diss the Red Cross. No, right. But I'm not. But it's like,
there's so many
local people
things
that are hungry in your neighborhood.
Right.
Do you know how many people that just because you have, a house, think about all the people that have been out of work. The country's not going to kick everybody out of their houses simultaneously. They're not going to do it right now. There are people fighting for their lives to stay in their homes, and they're turning their heat off, and they're lighting a fire, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just kidding.
So if there's a cute fireman out there that wants to live a simpler life.
No, I'm kidding with that part, but I'm just saying, like,
in a small town.
Globally is great, but unfortunately, I want to say this. Send the energy out. Send the peace, the light, the love energetically globally. Locally is where, if you have this much to give it locally. Plant the seeds locally, because I have to just say, I'm a very firm believer and a strong believer in there's somebody in need right in your backyard. And I think that I love the internet. We're on it right now. We couldn't be doing this if we weren't. But 100 years ago, if there was an issue in Africa, I would not be worried about it at my dinner table, and my energy would be focused here. I think one of the reasons why there's a breakdown energetically in this world right now is because we are so scattered and we're not focusing our energy on where we need to focus it on. Let's stay in our lane. Let's globally, we can love, light, and energy and positivity. I agree. But locally, we need to nurture our family and say, okay, let's see what we can do here, and then it'll radiate positivity outward. But if we bring the negativity from outside in, I think it's like a cancer.
Right. Very good. I'm inspired.
I'm so serious.
No, well, it's so funny because I make a lot of videos, and I feel like my videos are like my giving.
I'm just picturing a little African kid, being like,
you guys.
Okay, go ahead. Back to poor John. Anyway, Kim, go ahead.
I swear, you know what? I'm going to talk to my friend. Just hang out with me.
Anyway, Kim, what were you going to say to that about
I have no idea.
locally?
It's all out of my head.
I think it just struck me as so funny. Everyone out there, good luck to you. No, but it really is. I guess the thing is, the bottom line of all of that is, okay, I don't know why it strikes me so funny. It's like all the other stuff is a cancer. You're causing cancer by giving. Don't do lots of love.
I'm gonna pee my pants.
Oh my God, that was just so funny. I love it. No, but I do agree with what you're saying. And it is so important to get involved locally, because there are so many things happening that people don't even know. To your point, Donna, There's so many. When I first graduated from college, I was teaching in Lambertville, New Jersey. And if you're familiar with Lambertville, it's right across the river from New Hope. And both areas are beautiful and affluent areas that you would think. You think they are because that's what they look like from the outside. Anyway, the long story short, we had a story of what was the most amazing thing that you did this past year. And I had a little boy in my class. This was elementary school. Draw a picture of a truck, and he was holding up what looked like a roof. You know, I didn't know what it was. I was like, oh, did you guys have a family trip? Like, you never know what you're looking at. And this little boy was, and I'm not kidding, it says Lambertville, New Jersey. No, I held up a plastic sheet. My mom had a baby in the back of our truck.
Oh my God.
Oh my God is right. I was like, what do you mean? He was like, oh, well, we live in a car. I mean, they were living in a car and a truck, and they had the two vehicles, and there were 3 kids. And I was like, this is Lambertville, New Jersey, which you just assume it's an affluent area. Not all of it, but 90% of it. So my point of that whole story is you never know.
You never know.
To Donna's point, you may think everybody's living in a house, everybody's got enough to eat, everybody's got heat. Not the case.
Look at Jeannie McDonald. She said they're okay. Her family's Christmas was canceled, but they're supporting a family in need with the money they would have spent on the room rental and the food. That is beautiful.
Awesome.
That is amazing. And an abundance thing that's really exciting. We just have to talk about for 1 second. Jeannie just became a grandmother for the first time, which is so exciting.
No way. I see her. That's her.
That's her
She's
little
grandmother?
nugget. She's a grandma. Can you believe it? She's way too young to be a grandma.
Way too
But
young.
she is, which is so exciting. And I think,
amazing, and congratulations.
and talk about abundance. She comes from a family of 14 children.
Oh my God.
So I'm sure, can you imagine? But
No.
to speak to all of that, it's like amazing how things work out. Like imagine if you had 14 children at this day and age, wouldn't you be like, oh my God, how's that all going to work out? How are these kids going to get to college? All her family, they did so well,
That is very true.
Yeah, you never, that's what I mean. But it's like, I don't know. I guess when in any situation, people need help. And I just think it is really important to do locally. So that is really true.
Yeah. Oh, my little Quinn. Just 12 kids, Tracy.
Oh, it's 12. Sorry. I thought
She's
there
like
were 14.
making it more abundant than it is. She's like, I'm going to tie these 2 more children.
I thought it was 14, Jeannie. Jeez, Louise. Well, 12 is
Probably feels like 14.
equally. Can you imagine 12 people in one house? And I want to ask her how many bathrooms there were in that house with 12 kids. Can you imagine?
No.
My mother grew up in that kind of family.
Oh, I think it would actually be so fun.
And I have to say, I have 42 first cousins, and it was a lot of fun growing up.
What?
Yeah. And there's like 7 of us who are my age exactly. Like I have cousins that are my age exactly. A lot of us. My mom said at one point there were like 14 kids and pack and plays and stuff like that. I can't even imagine. But my family was very fun growing up. It is even nice now. Like, I mean, we have a family text that we do, and I feel like there's always someone. There's always someone to support you or care about you or have your back. And that's why I love Facebook. So many people will complain about it. Facebook is like a big family get together for me every time I get on it.
Sure. And I think that's also too how you have to look at it. Again, we frame everything with it's how you look at it. Facebook can be a crazy place if you're looking at it as that, and it can be a really nice place if you're looking at it.
My mom just wrote that her mom too had 10 kids in one bathroom.
Oh my gosh.
That's why my grandmother only had 1 kid in 2 bathrooms. Okay. Ladies, we have 10 minutes left. I have to ask you. I know you usually are the asker.
Yeah.
But Tracy Locke, what are you grateful for this year, 2020?
Okay. I'm. You know what? I'm grateful for the time. This is going to sound so crazy, but no, it's not, because we're not going to preface it with that, Donna. Good call. The time that we've had to really slow life down in 2020. Again, so sad for all the sadness that is happening, but personally have re-looked at my life and been like, wow, so much time has been passing. I've been running at 500 miles an hour. It's time to slow down and appreciate and have some gratitude and recognize things that are going on in my life and slow it down. I'm actually really grateful for the slowdown, which I know is good, you know.
No, I get it. Kim Mazzella.
What am I? Oh my gosh, so much. I mean, I have always had a curriculum that I teach, right? You know that. Like I've been teaching from a curriculum for a really long time, but I named it Supercharge Your Mindset because I took what I teach and I made it very outcome oriented, and I really tested it and practiced it, and kind of streamlined it to get rid of the stuff that was great. I mean, everything I teach I think is really helpful, but I really felt like this course was great. I never would have had the time to write this course because I'm just always working. So I had more time than I've ever had. The other thing I'm really grateful for is I have two teenagers. I have my son who's a senior and my daughter who's a junior. And well, they were juniors, sophomores, but I've spent so much more time with them than I ever would have because, there was no sports, there was no play, there was no activities that they'd normally go to. And, and then I didn't have to worry about when my kids were going to be home and looking at the clock and am I going to have to punish them tonight? Because they were always home. It was 8:00 and they were in the house. It was a beautiful thing. Like I felt safe during that time. I made so many meals with my kids. It was definitely a very family oriented time. So, and also my other family that lives far away, we Zoomed together. Like we never did that before. My brother lives in Washington, D.C. Since COVID, I have seen him, had many more conversations with him than I ever had in normal time. Because we had family Zooms like every Sunday at
That's
5.
great.
Yeah, that is great. That's one thing I think people don't now realize, which is a really big blessing, how fun that can be and how easy that is now. It's unbelievable.
Jack Freeman, Facebook is the perfect place to reconnect with people from the past. If you put all the crazy stuff aside, I'm friends with people I was in elementary school with in New Orleans. I haven't seen these people in 40 years. Some friends from college, haven't seen in 37 years. Coming to Philly next year for my son's game against Temple. So yes, I exactly agree with that.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
What are you grateful for?
Well, I'm grateful for this. I mean, I've wanted to sit down and have conversations with you and Kim together. And I sent you both a picture, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. And it was a year ago that we went to brunch. Right. And if we didn't have this, how often would we go to brunch? And it's like, it's not because anybody likes or doesn't like anybody. It's because life gets really busy. And I think that with this situation in life right now, it has made us really put things in perspective. And I know for myself, I'm learning to have boundaries that I never had before. I'm learning a lot. And I feel like, just when you think you learned everything you could learn, you learn something more. We know that sounds like so cliche, but I'm just grateful that I'm so open to actually doing that. And I know that you're not supposed to compare and contrast, but I can't help. But when I do hear people that are really having a hard time, I say thank you. I say thank you in my mind every day, all day. And I say to myself, thank you, because I am not in that situation. And thank you that I am the source of, light for somebody else. Because even when you feel like things are really, morose, if somebody's coming to you because they think that you're the light bubble, that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
And that gives you perspective right there. So, let's see, Jeannie McDonald. Yeah, we've had WhatsApp group chats before COVID, but the Zooms have been good, bigger and smaller groups, and also things like dart tournaments and stuff like that.
That's so cool.
Yep. And Facebook is a great place for a prayer circle when we need support.
That's awesome.
That is absolutely true. Lots of people connected.
I think it is. It's how you look at it. If you look at it, if you go on there thinking like, this is going to be crazy, political fighting, blah, 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 then that's exactly what you're going to get. But if you go looking that this is a place of support and family and fun and reconnection, that's what you can get out of it. And I do think it's perspective.
My mother, and at least on Facebook, you can eliminate people and they won't realize it.
Does she mean whack? Does she mean whack? She is from Bloomfield.
anybody who posts like angry political stuff again and again and again, I unfollow them.
Yeah.
Right. That's the beautiful part of it. It's
Yeah.
like you're an adult on Facebook. You don't have to look at anything. You can just keep
Yeah.
scrolling. Just keep
Yeah.
scrolling.
Yep, my cousin. I'm so grateful for the job I landed 3 years ago. Otherwise, right now, I'd probably be out of a job. And it's great. And if anybody else wants to share, please share. I mean, this is not just about us talking. This is about connecting. And I love the fact that so many people are sharing tonight. It's incredible.
Yeah, that's really cool.
No, I love it because it is. This is the week of Thanksgiving. And I know there's so many people that will be spending it differently. For me, I loved my Thanksgiving Eve with my cousin, especially, and my family. But it's not the year for it, and I wonder, in a positive way, what's going to come out of it. This is the first year, and I'm very grateful that I will be spending Thanksgiving with my daughters because they went with their dad since they were little. I used to do the eves. I created that because honestly, I would do anything to not create tension. And I didn't want to have to memorize, was this my year or was this your year? So I just said, that's it. I gave it up. I said, I'm doing Thanksgiving Eve and you go with your dad for Thanksgiving and it's going to be fine. Well, this year, Courtney's cooking, and I'm going to be with my daughters, and I know it sounds selfish, but I'm kind of excited that I don't have to share them with anyone.
Oh, that's it. But I think it's great, and it's totally valid, and you're being safe, and there's a reason why you're doing it. And you know what I think is going to come out of this? I think people are going to appreciate their family even more, even when you feel like, oh my God, I have to go and hear annoying Uncle Joe talk about this for the 999th time. You know what? You're going to miss that this year. And you're going to go next year, oh, I can't wait to hear Uncle Joe. And I think people are really going to realize that.
My cousin is hosting for the first time. How about that? She's hosting my aunt and uncle. And that's amazing to me.
Yeah.
We're finally an adult. No, I'm just kidding. Suzanne Infante, I'm thankful for the downtime and Zooms with my family this year.
Right. Yep. She's another one that's running 100 miles an hour. She's literally running 100 miles an hour. She's always going to the next thing. And so I think that's great.
Yep. And my aunt said, I'm grateful that I woke up to how busy my husband and I were separately and together. Now we are spending so much alone time and I am loving it.
Cha. Go ahead and see what your pay is.
It's so true. How many of us have lived in a house with people? You live with your coconut butt. You live with the kids. I live with mine. And it's like, how many times are you just like literally passing?
I'll tell you what, if I knew what I knew now. No, I'm just kidding. No, but you do. I'm teasing. I'm saying it's just like, yeah, exactly to your point. It's just like zoom. Now it's literally, and you've got to sit with all of it, which I think is great. I think there's, as you know, Kim, that's the real work. Oh my God! Speaking of real work, the cards are.
It's like last call.
Oh my gosh!
I know.
We have 3 minutes left, and we're going to sending out love and light to everyone for sure. But we're going to pick some cards today, kids, because this is what it's all about: the wheeling and dealing.
Shuffle them up.
Wheeling and dealing.
Wheeling and dealing, a good feeling, okay?
Oh, write that down. Ding, 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 ding. Wheeling and dealing, a good feeling. I'm putting that as our hashtag.
Wheeling and dealing, a good feeling.
All right, Kim.
Well, whoever is going to say
stop.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Kimmy, this is for you and anyone out there that identifies with Kim's.
I got it.
Friendship. Hey.
I love you guys.
There it is. Love you back, girl.
Listening.
The story of my life.
Wow.
It is always the story of your life.
Yes.
I know. Jeannie, we love you so much too. Thank you so much again for your generosity. Amazing. All right, Tracy.
I want to know what her grandma name is. Like, is she Nan? Is she Grammy Graham?
Well, I think the baby was just born, right?
Yeah. You gotta have a name. You gotta have a name. Okay, stop.
Okay.
Stop right there.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Self-acceptance.
Self-acceptance.
Ooh, that's what I need. I need to wear that as like a necklace.
Okay. Oh, and
balance.
That's true.
Yeah, balance that self-acceptance.
I gotta work on that.
Oh, she's a mom.
Oh my God, I love it, Mom. We're gonna call her Mom McDonald.
I love
Mama
that. She's 6 weeks old, baby.
Oh my God, how cute, Quinn.
Oh, Quinn.
Yeah, So cute.
I can't. I could cry.
I
Okay,
know.
here we go.
You're up, Donna.
Feeling a good one.
She's wheeling and dealing that good feeling. What is it?
Harmony. I love
That is
harmony.
feeling and dealing a good feeling.
All right. And divine guidance.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Divine
good
guidance. I love it. Can we do
I
a
love
card? Can we do a card for Mom? Do one for Mom.
Okay.
As a new grandmother, she needs some direction and
All right.
guidance. She's a wild card. So we've got to give her a card of which way to go. Mom wild card. This one's for you, Jeannie.
Here we go, Jeannie. Support.
Oh, that's so good because she's going to be like the best mom ever. That's so cool.
And miracles. We talked about that all night.
Awesome.
Jeannie, what we're trying to say is you're also pregnant. I don't know if you can hear us directly through the line, but
We're
you're
here to
pregnant
support
too.
you.
Oh, give me the baby, and then you could come by and feed it every once in a while. That is hilarious. I love that she got support and miracles. That's
I
so
love
great.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I can't believe it's over. Oh my God.
I can't believe that's an hour already.
I know. So make sure that you, I know, Thanksgiving
like,
is coming up. Yeah, you
share,
you tell a
subscribe.
friend, you tell everyone you know, you utilize these fantastic, you guys are giving such incredible information and again, tangible things that you could be doing to make your life and everybody's life around you better. Utilize this, ladies and gentlemen. It's like free therapy. Good God.
Beautiful show tonight, ladies. Thank you and have a happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Love and light. Let's see. We're going to give one to everybody at home. Here's something to meditate to tonight. You ready, everybody?
Yeah.
Here's a great meditation. Okay. Manifestation.
Oh, on Manifesting Monday.
Yes.
And let's see if this is Archangel Michael. Self-acceptance. If that's not a double whammy reminder. Ladies, you can manifest self-acceptance. Love your belly. Love your body. Love
that belly. Push it out like a little kid. Remember, you got to walk with that in front. That's what we said last week. I love you guys and happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Remember to be grateful. Attitude of gratitude. Stay safe. Wear your mask. Do your thing. Stay by yourself. We love you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. We hope you have an amazing Thanksgiving, no matter who you're spending it with or where. We'll see you guys on Monday.